first, I think we got to do a few announcements. It says that you're supposed to help with this.
I was actually here 7 months ago, and I spoke about the advertising that we did in the first campaign. I had mentioned that basically they didn't show any of our faces. No. It was just a bunch of people talking about what wasn't there. You know, actors, politicians. And I was very disappointed in that. I pointed just like you guys did, and I had a little YouTube picture of the family. Before you press play, I'm like, great, this is it. I'm excited. Press play, and it was the family saying it wasn't fair. Well, why isn't it fair? What I said in the last meeting, people may not be able to understand gay, but they can understand being in your shoes. And we haven't told them what it's like to be in our shoes. All we're saying is that it's not fair. And going back to the African American community.
It's so locked into their position we can't move. But I think we need to start thinking of ourselves as a civil rights movement so that we start acting like the civil rights movement. Power is never given, it has to be taken, and we are a movement.
We lost by what, 4%? And we don't have to convince the 20 or 30% die-hard religious conservatives to come to our side. We only have to convince those people who are on the cliff, one way or the other, and say, you know, I sort of think, marriage is a good idea for heterosexual couples. We really can do a lot of work within our own communities, within our own liberal communities, to convince more people. And once we get there, I think it's not going to take much to move to the other side of that 50%. So,
and a lot of you know me. I've been everywhere. But I wanted to tell you, one of the things I am is also the lead LGBT representative with the United for Hate-Free San Diego. And I'm the one who's leading that Saturday march in August on the 29th. And it's going to be the first time in the history of San Diego, maybe even in California, that we have got a full-blown coalition across all the religions and all the minorities. And we're not going to have it in the city of San Diego. We're aiming for the more intolerant locations. And I've got to end it. And what I need from all of you is I need some volunteers. I need people to help me lead those subcommittees because we've been put in charge because we're really good at rallies and marches, and they realize that. So
let me just interrupt real briefly. We've got 21 minutes left, and there's over 90 people in here. We've been going over 2 minutes, so try to cut it a little shorter so we can hear everybody's opinion. Thanks.
Hi, I'm even older than Rhonda.
No!
And I've been doing
organization cultureforhope.org, and for Strictly Media Organization Independent Expenditure. We're an independent expenditure committee that was involved in the last two presidential elections. What we did in 2008 was we went to the reddest parts of the battleground states, Missouri, Nevada, and Ohio. We found Republicans and independents that were supporting Obama. It was the first time they were going to vote for somebody on the other side. And instead of crafting a message from the coasts to try to win votes in those areas, we took those people and found out what their story was. And we aired those ads only in those local areas so that it was neighbors talking to neighbors in the language of those areas. Where we aired our ads, we had double the increase of Obama supporters versus Kerry supporters when compared to the surrounding counties with the same demographic makeup and the statewide totals. In focus grouping, Republicans moved by 9%, independents by 5% after viewing our ads, because they were shot with a brutal honesty and a language that connects voters on the other side with where we have more in common than different. After the campaign, I received dozens and dozens of emails from people saying that if we had used that process here, the result may have been different in 2008. Truthandhope.org and our teams, we have 5 teams of Emmy and Sundance Award winning directors, is 100% committed to repealing Prop 8 and restoring equality here in California. We want to use this same method. We want to reach out all across the state to the places and provide the media coverage for the amazing ground campaigns that are being done. Because we understand, through an analysis of the media that's done, that there's a complete failure to humanize what should be an emotional issue. We need to give the people who don't know anybody or aren't aware that they know somebody firsthand that is directly affected by this issue the opportunity to meet their friends and neighbors, their co-workers that are affected by it, and find out through hearing their stories that they have more in common than different. The only way that we can do that to support the ground effort is with a media campaign that is targeted to these areas. Find stories in Fresno and air them there. We have micro-targeting technology so that the money isn't squandered, so that we understand that California is very similar to a nationwide race. We have a lot of different communities, a lot of different demographic makeups. So what we do is we take the stories in local areas and air them only there, so that it's not a one-size-fits-all campaign. An ad in San Francisco, an ad in Fresno, Riverside, Orange County, these are all very different places. People need to see their local friends, their local neighbors, telling the stories so that they can connect with them and say, you know what, I do understand it. I understand why this is important, and I relate. That's the most important thing that we can do.
Thanks.
We're over here in the corner.
How do you raise money to do that?
We have a 501c4.
Yeah.
We have federal PAC, it's obviously with the PAC funds. But truthandhope.org, we can raise money through the website. Right over here in the corner, if you want to see some examples, the ads that we aired won for Best Overall Campaign in 2008, Best Presidential Television Ad in 2008 at the Polly and the Reed Awards. We defeated the Obama media team, all of McCain's team, and every single PAC and independent organization. The judges were George Stephanopoulos, Monica Dixon, Chris Matthews. These were big names. Our work was chosen as the very best in the country, and we want to pour all of our resources into repealing Prop 8 here. We can help with our media.
Yeah, we just have 7 or 8 minutes left, actually.
Stand where they
rights for immigrant gay couples to add the right to make their partners, bring their partners so they can be legal as well. So that would be the first part of that process, and we hope we invite and hope that Sam can participate in that with us in time.
I enjoyed your crap about Alzheimer's, and I had to write my questions down because I couldn't remember what I wanted to ask. But anyway, my partner and I did not go through.
You can't even get jobs, you're not paid, you're being beaten up and beaten to death, and all of a sudden you make
Hi, my name is Gabe Davis. I actually grew up in East County. I'm a heterosexual male, but I mean, I grew up in that boat. This is going to affect me as well. Not just because it's their rights, but hey, I sort of